Well, good morning, everyone out there. I didn't expect a lot of people here today, but yeah, thanks all for coming. Whoa, we got 7. So since we're watching trains, let's switch to at least the all cameras view. There's Rocky and my dog barking downstairs. Probably can't see this. The trains are a little small, but get a wider view this way. Okay, so what do we got going on today? There's that Union Pacific Manifest Freight passing in front of a backdrop that I use for some of my shots. And below that, you can see the control panel. Let me see, I gotta slow this down a little bit, because I don't know if you could see it. No, it's out of shot. We've got 2 trains running today, so I'll see if I can manage that during the show with just one person here. Let's see, let's do a roll call. Who do we got here? We've got Dwight. Dwight wins a turkey sandwich because we got lots of turkey left over, right? Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Hey, down under on Sunday. Let's see, 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday for Brad. John Knopfel. Let me know if I messed up your name. I know people mess up my name. Let's see. Hey, my buddy from down south, JP. Southern Pacific in the Inland Empire, working on his layout in the garage. And let's see, that's it for the people that have spoken. No turkey for Dwight. Why doesn't that show up? Show. Okay, what do we got with trains? Trains are still running. About to pass by each other in the entrance to the yard level. Let's see if you can see far away. Let's see, let's switch camera views. Maybe that's better. You can't really see that one of the Amtrak trains that I've got, or the only one I've got, is, hey, Closet Branch. I'd like to say hello to each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart and forehead. Thank you, Dats. Everyone messes it up. Okay, that's what I say. I get all kinds of things for my name. And my name is also German. Yeah, so we had, oh, well, maybe we'll switch camera views here again. And we can see a little bit closer of I don't know, this might be the Empire Builder. Coming past the camera here. Closet Branch, I think you replied to me, email, that your package is on the way. So I don't know when it'll get there yet. I need to go back and check that. Closet gets the cookie. All right. There we go. The Amtrak passing by Rocky, watching that in the yard there. I think I'm gonna go change one of the camera views because it's just too far away. Change this other camera view over. Closer shots. Switch to camera. The other camera. Now, see my fat stomach. Oh, we just cut the end of it. Manifest freight running through. Oh, doors are open. No, they aren't. Just a funny camera. Okay. This train is a train that I intend to send to Andy in the UK. There's a turkey car at the end, or at least a box car with turkey graffiti on it. And you're very welcome. So what else do we got for everybody? Well, let's see. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Did all the Thanksgiving things. I had my Thanksgiving dinner on Wednesday at the restaurant because I usually don't cook a turkey. So I had the turkey dinner at a local restaurant with a good friend of mine. And then, let's see, I must have the trains matched up pretty good because they're passing each other in the yard again. Well, that's good. What else is happening? Go Ducks. Go Ducks today. We're playing the Huskies. So if Steve up north is watching this, we're going to be battling today. Okay, let's see. Let's go back and check with people. Dwight says, I'm putting a Christmas challenge tomorrow during my stream. Ooh. Okay. I have maybe 2 cars for that. And no, I'm not putting gondolas full of candy corns again. Yes, I have several of those. Let's switch back to camera 1 here. Let's see that closer. Let's see what we got here. This is my foreign train. What kind of industries do I have? Right now, I don't have any industries on my layout because I'm only down in the staging yard. But I imagine that I'll have a significant amount of logging industry that's going on. I've got at least 1 sawmill that will be in an upcoming scene on the 1st level. I have a mine that I will put together if I can find the space for it. And let's see. What else? I have a closet full of kits, Walther's kits to put together. But mostly, I think I will have a theoretical container port that we'll see, as this is, I'm imagining my line is coming and heading east and west from the Portland area eastward. That I'll be having all kinds of opportunities for trade, and there'll be significant amount of grain coming through. So you can imagine that off the side, I will not have a port, but there will be a port that you can imagine is in the staging area. Now let's go to Dwight. You have until Christmas to get it out. It doesn't have to be a train. It could be anything you want to post. No. So I could post my Lego Christmas, which I built yesterday. And I'm getting a couple more things today or tomorrow. Yes, so wood chip cars. I don't have too many wood chip cars. I need to get wood chip cars. Center beams. I've got center beams, flat cars. I've got log cars. Got more than enough log cars. And box cars for putting plywood in. Yep. Hoppers for the mine and through train containers. Yep. I have so many. I have more cars than I could fill up all my places. Love the pocket holes. Pocket holes. Okay, I don't know what. I have the flat cars. That's it. Yep. I've got some flats. I don't know if I'm gonna add the paper mill. I should, I mean, because I just ordered a few orders of pulpwood loads from Microtrains that they had this month. So there we got the train lined up over there, and the train coming into the yard. I'll have a small passenger station, or a couple. I can show one of the things I got yesterday. The hobby store decided that Black Friday would be at 15% off, so that attracts me, like bees to flowers. All right, switch to the full main screen here. I picked up this kit. Well, not kit, it's already pre-assembled. But I've got this. It is the depot. I've got several of these. I've got grandma's house. I've got a barn that I'm going to put together. Yep. And who we got? Oh, we got Pete. Pete, no problem. Happy to see you here, Pete Motley. Sorry, I'm a latte. I'm joking. Oh, I didn't do the transition to the big camera. Let me do that again. Let me show this in the big view here. I won't take it out because it's stapled shut. But yeah, pick that up. This has got all the lights and everything. It's the depot. That'll make a nice. I have to figure out where I want to put that. What I imagine is that, and anyway, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hi Pete. We cannot see the kit. Hopefully, did you see the kit now? Okay. Yep. Those landmarks are neat. Yes, it's tiny. Well, it's N scale. Everything's tiny. Everything's way too tiny. Hi, Dan's Model Railroad Journey. Thanks for watching on this, I think I just heard, Small Business Saturday. So if you're close to a hobby shop, a local hobby shop, go out and support them. I don't mean the big box ones, but yeah, go out and always support your local businesses because they have a hard time. Let's switch back to. Oh, we just missed the train going through the yard. Let's switch back over to here. Yeah. Mom will probably be watching. She didn't tell me she was going to watch, but my brother is not here. He is driving back to Ohio today. So they will both watch. Hi, another Dan. And hi, brother Dan. And hi, Mom. Incidentally, today I've got a setup where I've got two monitors, so it's easier to do something that I was doing last time, and I'm gonna take a brief departure here. I've got two other things I'm gonna talk about in the stream, but one of them was, let me get that set up. Everybody can see that. It's a bit small. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's go back up. This is the room that I have everything in here. And hold on a second. I need to move something over here. Okay. So this is the room. Now I can see. Yes, the mouse is here now. And yeah. So this is the one of the bedrooms I have upstairs. I have 4 bedrooms upstairs, of which 2 are in use directly by me. One is the room that you've seen me in occasionally, which has all the Lego, and it has the games and some books and this and that. But it's basically called my game room. Yeah, so this is the setup. The door is here, which is this way to my left. And the windows are down here, which is to my right. And you can start to see there's now sun coming in. And this, right in front of me, I am sitting right here. I'm sitting right here. I have a little roll around cabinet that actually fits right underneath all my bench work. So I can actually, and I've tucked up all the wires and everything under my bench work. Nothing is hanging down. I can push, I have 4 of these roll arounds, no, 3 of these roll arounds, and they can actually roll right under the layout, which is kind of nice to have. And also, at some point, I can set it up so it looks like there's just cabinets all along one side if I wanted to. Yes, benchwork creates storage. Benchwork creates flat space, right? So let's see, I need to slow down. Oh no, we've got a derailment. Just as I was slowing something, who's derailed? Yep, got a derailment. It's hard to say. No. Somewhere over here. And we have that another down. Okay. We have to stop everything here. Power off. All right. Well, I don't have time to deal with the derailment and talk to everybody. It's more involved than I thought. Okay. All right. Back to away from the trains. Somehow we got derailment. Not sure what was causing the short, but I will figure that out. Benchwork crate storage, yeah. The 050 getting to work. Is your layout designed to be standing up or sitting down? Well, it can be both. So if you want to, at my sitting level, the middle level will be a really great eye level. And then the top level will be good for standing. So it's both, because I've got three, I'll have 3 levels. Great question about that. So you see I've got, let's zoom in here, get a little bit more detail. This track is a representation of what I have. It's not complete, but I did this in a Mac program called Railroad Modeler Pro. But there's numerous other things that you can use on PCs. In fact, PCs have a lot more to choose from. But basically what you got is coming in that starts over in this area over here, which I have not modeled yet. It splits up into 4 tracks and then splits up into the 5th and 6th track around in this area. So it makes that first curve around down here. And 2 of these are with the super elevated Kato, the largest size, and the next one down. I think Pete Motley, you've got those on your Helix, as I do. And then we pick up the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th track as we come down to here. So as we get closer, the radiuses get tighter as we go down to what I am naming the Circus Maximus. And why? Because it's like that big turn where all the horses, where the iron horses make their turnaround to change direction, right? And yeah, it's a lot of track, and I don't have a lot to show for it, right? As far as actual operations go. The only thing that I really have is on the other side, what is the inside radius of this one? So this is the smallest one. And let's see, Kato, it says 282 millimeters. So 282 millimeters in inches is 11 inches. So that's the tightest radius, is 11 inches. And this one out here, are they all Kato tracks? Let me put that up. Are they all Kato tracks? No, they are not. Actually, the 3 tracks here, here, and here, as well as all of the only things that are Kato on this big turn are actually these 6 ones here. So these 3 tracks right here are all so there's seven of these tracks right here around the curves. Yeah, I imagine that what this will be is it's just going to be, although 6 axles can get around it. I'm using this just for 2 axle traffic and having additional storage. But all the larger axle ones and steam can be out on these 3 tracks that are out here, or at worst case, this 4th track, which is that. But on the layout, the smallest radius that I have is usually this 447 millimeter. So 447 millimeters in inches, so it's about 17 and a half inches is usually that's the smallest radius that I've got, I think. And I think in worst case scenario, it would bump down to this one, which is 381 millimeters, which is 15 inches. So 15 inches, I would say, is that ruling smallest radius I'm likely to encounter while running on the mains. But usually it's going to be 17 and a half would be the smallest one. And let's see, Monsville has just joined us. Welcome, welcome. And for those who are just hanging out on the stream, also welcome. Thanks, JP. Good plan. So that was one thing that I was going to announce. Let me switch up the views here back to OBS, and let's take this back to full screen. So we can see, yes, I did not shave today. I do have another thing that I'm working on. That I'm gonna announce in today's show. But it was inspired by Mr. Dats himself. So what's up with that? Let me put the. I gotta get my everything organized here again. Where am I at? I cannot see the comments. StreamYard, where are you? Okay. Sorry for the commentary. 17 inch is good for larger locos without climbing the rail. Yep. How reliable is the joint between Kato and FlexTrack? Actually, fairly reliable. There's 2 ways that you can go about doing it. You can buy these little small segments. Let's see. I'll make it funny. In the other storage space here, yes, I do. Ones that I've cut out before. You can have these ones right here, which are a transition piece. And I solder on to this end, put regular rail joiners, and soldering that on, and then you can snap that right into the Kato track on this other side here. For those of you not familiar with Kato Unitrack, they use these unit joiners for everything. They even use it for N scale and HO, and it works out fairly well. So that's what I use. I also will just hook them up. You can just pop. You can pop this rail joiner off, and just put regular rail joiners on there and solder them on to any end of the track, and then you level it up. It fits out. They fit right just fine with having unijoiners on one side and regular rail joiners on the other side soldered, and that the heights are matched because you've got cork road bed under there. And let me see, get OBS up here again, switch camera views to camera 1. Take this over from Rocky for a second. Move the camera around and look down, and you can see those joints right around here, and they all just work just fine. I never have issues other than what you would normally encounter and normally have to watch out for between any joints, which is, you know, solder getting in the way of the flanges, or somehow you've left some dirty solder raising above that the wheels might rise over. Yeah, so here's what I was going to get to. Flip things back over. Let's see. I've replaced all my curve flex with Kato track. Love it. No derailments on the curves. Yeah, I have had, knocking on wood, no derailments on my curves that I laid that are larger radius than the largest Kato track. So I've got radius that go up to just shy of 40. What's the end here? This end is 4 feet wide, so it's about 21 inch radius. I think 21 or 22 inch radius for these most outermost ones. So yep, but I hear you, Pete. And JP, Kato is a great way to get started. In my opinion, changes are easy. That's exactly right. What I found is I can model both virtually on the program and or on paper, and also at times it's like you don't really get it until you can actually see and on top of your wood. So if you have the flexibility in how you've built your bench work and you're not doing like cookie cutter layout, you have an option there that you can say, hey, I want to see how this would work, how this will look. And also, because once you start laying your flex track out in curves, you're committed, especially since you've got to have laid your road bed down first. So let's see, Dan says, yeah, my entry into the hobby was Unitrack, made me more confident than I should have been. I think I hear you. In fact, it made me so confident that I decided to tackle such a large space here for me. Monsville, I have an N gauge layout that is standard track, Unitrack would be better. It's better, and sometimes it's limiting. In fact, let me give you a demonstration of the limitations. As you hold on 1 second, walk out camera and collect a few pieces here. Demonstration of sizes would be nice to see. So I have of course it's back. Okay. Jammed up in my drawer. Okay, that's okay. Just a demonstration of size. So I have a turnout here, and this is a Kato number 6 turnout. They also have a number 4, but you can see it's taking that standard length that they've got here, which is what, I forget how many millimeters this is. That's 186 millimeters. Okay. And for those who don't know, 186 millimeters to inches is about 7 3/8. Okay, so that's there. And then this is a Pico, large turnout. AKA this is a number 8. And if you compare these two, even the number 8 is about, it's not the same size, it's shorter. It's shorter. So this can help a lot. In fact, it's shorter, and also it's less of a diverging route. The radius is less. So I used this size number 8s in almost every single one of my turnouts that I have that aren't the Kato ones on the staging level. And what that buys me is it's a little shorter, and also it allows that throat of the yard to actually go much faster. Now, I didn't. Now that was because I imagined that you'd be running trains through a little faster than normal. This is actually a number 6 Pico. So compare that to the number 8. Get that, and you see it's about an inch and a half shorter, which means this number 6, which has the same dimensions as the Kato number 6, you can see that's a lot shorter. So I'm going to use on the rest of the layout, even though I'm going to end up selling a lot of used Kato turnouts. I have drawers full of Kato track that I had from my first 2 layouts. Yeah, so let me get caught up in the comments here. Todd Armstrong has joined us. Thank you for watching. And happy Thanksgiving Day to you. Dan says, yes, I missed that before. Yep. So I missed Todd. Sorry for missing you. Kato is great. Get started. I have an N-gauge layout that is standard track, and then he said he has 5 layouts. So yeah, 1 is enough for me. Although I might go to 2 someday. I might put a little shelf layout in the garage. I'm not convinced that I will. Just that the garage will have more temperature variance. And I really don't like that. I agree. Brad, 1 layout is enough for me. But to each his own. 3 different scales, Brad. Yeah. Kano keeps you honest with better approaches to and from the frog points. Very, very, very sure. That's a very good statement. Although I will say that if you go into the maddening areas, if you try to use the Kato number fours and some of the switches or the crossovers or the double crossovers, really the single crossovers, they also are using the number four geometry, and they can. There's a reason why I don't have the single crossovers on my layout, even though I've got about four of them sitting in my closet here. They actually just like to pick the points really well. In fact, that's probably may add a garden railroad. I thought about that, but then it'd be in competition with squirrels and leaves, and my wife likes the outside is my wife's area to hers, so I don't think I'll be doing a garden railroad. So don't the unit track sizes match the other track sizes? Yes, they do. It's N scale, and they have HO. As far as I know, that's the only two scales they're offered in. And actually, I have people I see at the training store who buy both. There's one guy who has a HO layout and an N scale layout, and he buys both kind of track. But let's get to the last thing that I was going to announce. And thanks to, if you saw, DATS announced a challenge, basically a free form challenge. The idea was, hey, take some traffic, a couple cars from your layout, and challenge somebody else to pick those up onto their layout. I think if I'm summarizing that correctly, so you can weigh in your comments. So I got to thinking, hey, this seems like something that's missing out there, that people don't have a good way to facilitate these exchanges. So I don't know where this will go, but let me switch camera views again. Desktop. Yeah, so I've started to put together, in fact, I've got I reserved a host name out there on the internet. I have a temporary website it's called Waybills. So waybills are a little way of recording where a car is from, what it's going, what it's carrying. And so what I'm imagining here is that JJ, I don't know what I'm doing. Perfectly fine. I think you actually gave me some inspiration here that I think this could be a helpful thing. So, get back to this explanation of where I'm going with this. What I imagine is that people will be able to come to this website, log in with their YouTube credentials, so their Google, and be able to manage, be able to list out what, let's see what I'm trying to say. They'll be able to list out what the consists are that they're sending to somebody else. So imagine something like this here. So you'll have a card or set of cards that just lists some general reporting things. And I got this part of, yeah, okay, that's true. Now, let me type that up. So there's the link. That link is going to take you to absolutely nothing other than this picture here. And it says that there's a subscribe, but I have not figured out where it's actually sending those emails. So anyways, let me get back to this page over here. So I imagine is that there's some cards here. They list out kind of just small details, type, color, length, and some notes. And this might be changed, but this is just initial imagining, and the logo based upon the reporting marks here. And then with that set, what you might do here is what I imagine is people will put a link to their YouTube video here in this website that says, here's my challenge, or here's what I'm sending. And then somebody will pick this up on the other side and they can respond, or several people can respond back to that challenge and say, hey, I fulfilled this one. Or maybe I limit it to just one. Don't know yet, but it's not really a challenge. It's more of like I tried to call this the dispatcher or the dispatch after Roy's show, but that name was already taken or too expensive. And so I ended up with the waybills.com. So there's opportunities for me to rebrand in the future. And so we could support. In fact, I thought that I had waybills, but I actually, in my sleep deprived mode, I ended up putting the Waze bills, but this is not forwarding to the right address right now. It should have been, but it's not. Anyways, the waybills.com, that's going to be where I start to develop this. If for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a software engineer. I write code for a living. They pay me money to support my hobby here. And I work for maybe something that has this swish here. So, yeah, let's see. Let's get caught up in the comments here. What does Dwight say? Closet, pull up your pants, and you might come up with something. Oh, jeez. Okay, thanks, Closet. There's that link again here. I'll put that up there for a minute. It's thewaybills.com. And this is going to be an evolving thing. I don't know. I'll have a time to do this. It's going to take away from my time to do my layout, but that's okay. This is something that I feel like I can contribute back to the general good. Just much like what I think I'm doing with the show, and what Dwight's doing with his show, and what others are doing with posting YouTube videos out there. I like maximum flexibility with no pants. Yeah, one of my bosses actually walks around the house and he has door pants. And those are pants to be put on before answering the door. He actually has a channel or something on Facebook called No Pants. It's actually kind of funny. Cool idea. Thanks, Stan's Model Railroad. Dwight, I choose freedom. And thanks, Closet Branch. And again, the inspiration for that came from your post there, Closet Branch. So I owe some of the idea to you. And then, I mean, I don't know where it's going to go, but it's all in the theme of sharing our love of the hobby and connecting some consists of, here's some cars I want to send, actually want to dispatch from my layout, my imagining, to another place. So we all might have layouts that we have an interchange track for, or it's just running through like container loads or something like that, although those are probably not as good an idea for origin traffic. But I can also imagine that in the future I can have virtual loads. So I can say, hey, there's a container traffic coming from Seattle and it's heading south, and you can say, oh, well, this came off of this thing. And so we can imagine that our layouts are all connected, even cross gauges. So even there'd be no limitation on sizes or anything like that. So if you've got something that kind of matches up, then that would be the whole idea. Let me get back over to the quotes here. And so, yeah, that's where I'm going with that. I'll have some more time coming up over on the weekends and while I'm watching football games, and also while I'm on holiday, because I'm a homebody. I stay at home. And yes, if we virtually interconnect to each other's layouts, we have more fun, I think, maybe. So yeah, so this idea also goes back to something that Andy Henley and Roy Smith had, where they sent a load from one layout to another. Now, okay, good night, Monsville. Thanks for staying awake until such an early time. How would one share the car movement? A YouTube or a post on Facebook? Yeah, I imagine that there's be several things. In fact, what I want to do is have you log in with something that you're familiar with, and most people who are watching the show right now have YouTube or Google accounts. So you can share the movement with that YouTube post. Maybe if you want to, I think you can just put it out there. I'm not sure how where it will all go, but in the past, there's been other ways that people did this. Even going back to my dad's time, things that they did was car exchanges, and so they had like these fantasy roads. One of my favorites was one that my dad has. I think I posted it. Chucklehead Ticklefoot. I think we take. I drop everything on the floor here. Off to the side. Take this car out. Let's in display case here. And so this is an example of like old fantasy railroads. My dad's Arizona Transcontinental. And he had a lot of things painted up this way. I collected samples of a few from his collection, and I've got them in the display case here. HO, but people would paint up these cars and exchange them with other people. And it was facilitated via people's membership in NMRA and other things. Let's see. Let me get caught up in the chat. So that was one way people used to do it. People still doing car exchanges today. But I think with I don't know how many fantasy roads are out there. I know that Andy Henley has one. Is Monsville and Highland? Monsville, not Montrose. Montrose, not Monsville. Always get those two mixed up. JP, maybe create a YouTube short. Yes, it could be a YouTube short, but it could be a link. Just a link. I know the Virginia and Ohio guys did it a long time ago, but I wanted more looser and casual. Yes, I'm thinking about casualness, but also defining it in a structured format. Pete says, I'm not sure it's still on YouTube, but there was a series called Trains Across America where a virtual lad, I guess, went from the West Coast to the East Coast. Load. I'm going to say load. Yep. TCB, the Alturas and Lone Pine and Gorian defeated ran each other's cars. Yeah. That's still happening as far as I know, but it happened more back then. And I have a whole collection of letters, which sometimes I'll share in a show, that were sent to my dad from other people. That's the way they communicated back then, right? Is before, well, the internet was around, but nobody knew about it. Back in the 70s and 80s, very few people actually had connections to it. But so that's how it was done in the past. And I'm just saying, hey, in fact, what we'll probably figure out is this. We'll probably figure out somebody else has already done this somewhere. We'll say, hey, did you know there's this other site? And I'll be like, oh, cool. Yeah, Pete, no problem. I don't think it's a problem of spelling. I think it's a problem of actual typing sometimes, especially if you're on a phone, that our fingers sometimes go off to the other phones, like I and O are right next to each other. So happens all the time. But so, I mean, that's what I've got. Yeah, exactly. In fact, this is another mechanism, JP, where I think we expand the community to get it, more people in with other ideas. So we're having uh, other ideas, or people saying, "Hey, you could do it this way," or "Oh, maybe you should watch out for doing that," or like you do with me a lot of times, JP, on the show. It's like, tell me even real time, "Oh, you should do this and this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should." But we're just about to the 10 o'clock hour, which means probably we're about to bump into other people's shows that might be starting. So I'm going to tie this up and say, well, we didn't get a whole lot of train watching in because of the derailment or the short. Um, you're not a pest. There's no pesty comments here. In fact, I've not seen any. Um, so no worries there, mate. Um, I will say this, that at some point, if I get more watchers, that I will be appointing somebody to help me manage, and they will get the blue color in their things. I just haven't gotten around to it. But JP, you probably be one of the candidates, or Dwight. So cheers to everybody. Hope you have a restful rest of the long weekend if you had one in the US. And if you didn't and you're working, thanks for being out there and doing what you do. And if you're retired, well, it's just like every weekend. It's probably like the others, except you might have family commitments. But in any case, cheers to everybody. Drink my cold coffee here. Lukewarm, I guess. It's fine. And we'll close out. All right, everybody. And JP says, yes, thanks for hosting. Thank you for watching. Well, I'd still be doing this even if nobody was watching, but it's a whole lot of, it's better when you have this interaction with the 10 or more. We had, I think I put 14 people. Yes, go Ducks. I can't point to the right place. Go Ducks. And Dan, have a good weekend. So that said, we'll end the stream and catch you on the next time, and see you in the next two streams that I will be on. I'll be watching Dwight's show tomorrow, if he's having one. I haven't seen the invite. And then Sidetrack Sunday, December 1st is the first Sunday. So I think Big John 2, I think is hosting this week. So that's all I got. I'll see you on the next time.